on an easier difficulty, you could do it quicker. But nonetheless, hey, we got what we were looking for, the 3 treasure chests. So that's fantastic. I feel like we've completed that, showcased it to the best of our abilities now. And what do we want to do? Do we do base upgrades for Wolfgang? Do we end it? I don't know. Let's see here. Dun-dun. Vultures are tough on harder difficulties, yeah. Huh. I don't know, Julia means you just have to beat it 3 times. I got the chest on the 2nd time, interestingly enough. Griffin the Great thinks they both lead to the battle arenas. Yeah, that would help with the speedrunning. So, let's see. I generally do, since we actually have way more people watching than I thought we would, given this time of night. I might come in and we could do like a live stream of Wolfgang's base upgrades. And then I'd stop there probably. But I'm just afraid if I put him on the portal now and come this way, we get surprise attacked. And then we level up like we did with Crankcase or something stupid. So, I think we're safe. Oh my, that was bad. That was the headset getting yanked out of my head. If anyone cares, let me... I think it's still connected. So, yeah, Griffin the Great wants the Wolfgang deal, so let me try to get to him without distorting my head this time. Alright.
Let there be rock!
Okay, so here we are. We've got enough money for him to get every single thing. And let's take a risk. The good thing is, when these guys do take you to enemies, you can just exit out. So, I'm hoping we get like an Imaginite chest with him, you know. Good grief, this guy. I usually don't run that far. Aha, money. Okay, I'll take that. So, we will... Let's do it down here. Just to be different, since it's live stream and everything. Let's see if Flynn still says that same line to us. Just get it over with.
Yep. Sharpfin lent me the keys to his boat. Just need a good excuse and we'll take it out for a spin.
Alright, so, well... Man, the stream is so far behind reality. That's crazy. Alright, so I will do Wolfgang's base upgrades. That means I've got to pull up my handy-dandy spreadsheet here and cycle down. So let's recap here. Strike at Chord, his primary attack, does 32 to 48. It's basically a bow shot. Sometimes he doesn't hone in on dummies. And what is the saddest thing to me? And I tweeted out a Cinderella video. Not Disney Cinderella, the 80s hair metal band Cinderella. And I did go back and I confirmed, in Trap Team, when you captured Wolfgang, you had the harp slam. Basically, he jumps up and he slams the harp down, sort of like you would see with Chopscotch. You know what we get in Imaginators? We finally got our physical toy form of Wolfgang that I've wanted since, basically, I learned of Trap Team at E3. He jumps and shoots. Now, that could be useful in this game. I haven't played enough to know for sure. But I was like 99.9% sure we were going to get the harp slam and it would be epic. And it's not there. And it truly does break my heart. But 32 to 48 from the primary attack. Doesn't matter if you jump. Sometimes, too, it's like right now he just shoots them over their heads. But sometimes it will sort of like trail down and hit the enemy. Which is probably not going to do that since I speak of it. But sometimes it really does. I've seen it particularly back when you like flip the switch and get the dummies come in by buzz. So that's primary and the jump attack. Secondary attack is the knee slide. Looks like that basically if we start right here at the end of this like metal piece on the platform, he goes almost the full distance. So basically if we're point blank range and everything goes perfect, you saw it there, we can actually get 4 hits. If you come in from a distance, you know you can possibly land... We still got 3, mainly because 1 went over there, but if we try to keep it on 1... See, I got 2. It can be anything from nothing to 4. But regardless of what you get, if you land a hit, it will be 14 to 21. So here we go. We're going to come in and we're going to take his upgrades again. Base upgrades.
It cannot be quantified by stats. Although these do look pretty good, don't they?
Base upgrades. We actually come in and we will need a grand total of 3,300 to pick those up. Where is that on my spreadsheet? Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah. I have it memorized, but I just wanted to make sure it was here. The path upgrades, we would need 6,900 for the base and the path. 10,200 soul gem is 4K. So basically to go from base upgrade 1 through the soul gem, you need 14,200. Tweeted that out the other day to help people, hopefully. And let me get all the way back over here to Wolfgang, and Songs of the Underworld should be up first. Again, 3248 here with Strike a Chord. Knee slide 14 to 21. Here we go. It's first base upgrade. It is the tertiary attack. We can pick it up for 500. Songs of the Underworld. Press Y to summon speakers so loud they'll blast your enemies away. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Got to see this in the B-roll footage. It looks pretty promising. So let's come over here and see the aesthetics of it. See, he's got the harp slam to trigger it. You know, like that's what I wanted. Now, if I jump up in the air and press Y, ooh. Okay, what I have to find out now is if the harp slam will do damage. Let's see. First, let's get a duration on this thing. So if we just press Y, I'm going to call that 4 seconds. So people have been critiquing my counting here lately. I count the same way every video, therefore it's uniform, and therefore it works. If you want to go and bust out your own watch and get the Timex Iron Man award and put a counter in the game, you do that. But for me, I'm going to count. 1 Mississippi and take it from there. But let's make sure it's the same duration if we jump into it. Was that a second longer? No, same duration, I would say. So let's start back over here and see what the range will be on them. So we got 5 hits from 1 speaker. That's pretty sweet. Let's try to just hit this guy now. Okay, well, 4 seconds, and we're going to get 5 hits of 16 to 24. Not 136, that would have been fantastic. 16 to 24. The question is, does the harp slam itself do anything? When I press Y, so we know these are going to do 16 to 24. That had a pretty decent radius. What I mean by that, you know, it goes out this far, but it seems to project a little wider than the illustration. Case in point, I mean, we're getting these trees, both of them, actually. So that's promising. But I'm hoping if this does do damage, it will not be 16 to 24. It will be something higher than that. And that will help us log it. Let's try to just point blank whack this guy. That guy. I think it's going to log as 16. Alright. Now, let's check this. If I have one there. So you can only have one set active at a time, at least right now. What I want to do, we know that we can get 5 hits from the speakers. So I want to slap down the speakers in close proximity and see if we count 6. And if we do, we're going to assume that the axe is actually going to, or the harp is going to yield us 16 to 24 as well. Here we go. I counted 6 there. I think it does. I think the initial slam is also 16 to 4. Initial slam 16 to 24. Fantastic. That's awesome. I guess I could minimize the spreadsheets and try to see chat as well. So let's see here. Yes, the handy dandy spreadsheet. That should be something I do on the stream if I ever incorporate that weird stuff people do. Just like if people ever tipped or something, it's like go into the spreadsheet. Let's see here. I'll check this. An archer that can push away close enemies. I love Wolfgang so much. Yeah, I'm very excited about seeing him upgraded. Julia likes Wolfgang. Shopscotch is absolute beast. She got candy coated today with great timing. Doesn't have her yet, but I watched the vids. Not sure what to think. I think Chopscotch is good down heavy hitter, and I put denotations in the video. I recorded that at like 3, 4 in the morning, and then I edited and uploaded it at like 5 or 6 in the morning. But it's a situation with Chopscotch where when you do her tertiary attack, like right now, okay, we hit with that, we throw her head, and it hits an enemy, and it gives them a 6-second daze time. And what I was doing is then when we got the second upgrade on that, which is what, 2 heads are better than 1, and you get the little minion with 22 to 33, I'm disappointed there because it does not have the 6 seconds of dazing the enemy. It doesn't have to be all the enemies, just the one that you hit with the head would make sense to me. 6 seconds there, critical hit percentages, and I was very, very turned off by that. But of course, as I think it was either the end of the base upgrades or the start of the next one, I realized that you do in fact still have lose your head, the first upgrade, the tertiary attack, if you just don't hold it. But in my opinion, it should still give the 6 seconds regardless, so I'm still kind of miffed on that. But for what it was worth, even though I was that tired, I'm 100% correct. The sharpened blade that you get as the, third base upgrade, it does great for Chop Chop Chop, the primary attack. It takes it from 28 to 45, but your jump attack, box stock with nothing, does 56, and when you buy sharpened blade, it takes the 56 down to 47. It's like, what the frick? You know, it makes no sense to me. But that said, that's my thoughts on her. Crazy Cutter is not really a path for me. I'll play with it and see if it can. You could have some fun with it, I'll give it that. But Heavy Hitter, it's more of like a traditional primary attack upgrade, and I like it. Headsplosion was like a complete nightmare to try and figure out. I think I could possibly find it in editing if I paused the video, but I was just too tired last night, so anyway, here we go. What is up next? It is Ultrasonic Supercharge. Hold X to shoot a supercharged ultrasonic arrow. This will be interesting. Number one, 2 things are important when you have these. The duration you have to hold A, and then the increase in damage. So, first thing first, we're still doing 32 to 48. Whoa, he just automatically rips that thing off. Okay, I literally have my thumb stuck on X, and he's doing amazing things. So half of 76 is going to be 38, 76 and 38 will be, 114? Let's wait for it. Let's wait for the 114. He kind of jumps when he does it, too. That's how I guess you'll know you're shooting one off. 114, we finally saw it. Sweet. So, Ultrasonic Supercharge, 76 to 114. 1 Mississippi. It's basically a when you press X, you depress it, you just hold it down, and it's instantaneous, so it's like a 1-second charge, you know? If you can even handicap it like that. It's basically if you press X and just don't let go, you're going to start shooting those off. The gap between them, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. So, I mean, you kind of get the time count there. And each one... Now, note, though, you can rapid fire these. But if you ever were to accidentally hold down too long, you're just going to more than double your damage. So, there's really nothing to complain about there. However, jump attack, you can't really log that well, can you? You can kind of do this on the run, too. This will be sort of like an advanced play strategy. But I'm basically moving around, and then I press and hold X. He fires off the standard 32 to 48, and then he rips off the 78 to 114. So if you take your Skylanders serious, you're on Nightmare mode, this is a great strategy, actually. Now, that was something else I wanted to try. Can we split the middle and do damage to both? We did on that one shot, I think. Yeah, there's a 76 on both. So if you position yourself correctly, again, it'll probably take some time. There was a 76 and a 114. Looks like we're mastering the art here. It's just all about the angle of attack. But if this is a character, I think the more you play him, the more you master him, that's going to turn out to be pretty dadgum rewarding. So let's come in now, see what we get next. We're going to have now in stereo. Songs of the Underworld can now make one more set of speakers, and it lasts longer. So question is, will it do increased damage? We don't know, but we're going to flip and find that out right now. By one more set, I assume they would have to mean 2 more speakers. It only shows 3 is what I'm getting at, but I'll assume there's like a 4th one directly behind him or something. But here we go. Let's press Y. Press Y. Okay. That's going to be pretty useful. The duration does definitely seem to be longer. Previously, we had, what, 4 seconds? Let's see what we're at now.
A symphony of pain!
7 seconds? I'm going to go with 8 seconds. 7 to 8 seconds, something like that. So 8 seconds. Alright, let's go 2 sets. 8 seconds each. And now, is the damage going to maintain itself at 16 to 24?
Don't stop the music!
Yep. Now, a better way, when possible, I prefer, instead of me saying about 8 seconds, I prefer to say 12 hits or 10 hits or 16 hits or whatever. So what we're going to do now is throw down the speakers and count how many times we get a hit. Recall when we first bought Songs of the Underworld, I count 4 seconds, we get 5 hits. Let's see what we get now. $10.
Up the volume!
Yeah, I'm going to go with 10. I think we have an initial spurt there of 1624 when we make impact like we had in the past. So 8 seconds each, 10 hits. So essentially the way this would work, you could come in and you could do it a couple of ways. I mean, you could just like start stacking them. I guess they can't be right on top of each other, but I mean, just do this and I mean, you're going to be doing some things right. Now, let's try that again. Yeah, if you put them, I guess, too close, well, never mind. I guess as long as it's not the exact same spot, you can sort of have them even in a right angle like we did there. But if it's, you know, bang, bang, it's going to dissipate. But, I mean, turn. I mean, you get the feel for it, right? What you could do if you were really trying to push enemies away, come in, do one round, do the second, you know, as you retreat back and just, I mean, lay waste to some stuff. So Griffin was saying that it pushes enemies back. We will run into the academy and check that. Can't really showcase it here, but so far looking good. And now it is time for his final base upgrade. And it is Power Accord. Blast enemies around with your notes at the end of a knee slide. So let's go ahead and grab that. And you know what I really want to know is path names. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. Okay, Soundmeister. Fantastic. Alright. So the top path is Sound. Oh, it's all one word. My bad. Soundmeister. And the bottom path is Crowd Pleaser. So, Crowd Pleaser will sick dash combos. Looks like we're going to largely focus on secondary. Well, it looks to be balanced. It looks like it's tertiary, primary with tertiary, and then secondary. And then up top, it's looking like you pump up your arrows and speakers. So that would be, in and of itself, primary and tertiary. Of course, we get to take both paths because we have Dark Wolfgang, so, you know, it's kind of a moot point. But we'll back out of there. Don't want to commit to anything just yet. Knee slide leaves them behind. Arrows make enemies. Speakers shoot arrows. Blow up your speakers. Strike a chord. Okay. Cool stuff. What's going on this phone? crazy things. Okay. Anyway, we are going to check out Power Chord, blast enemies with your notes at the end of an E-slide. Let's take a look at it aesthetically. Oh, that's new. So keep in mind, we have not touched this. It's been box stock this entire time. We were doing a situation where it was 14 and 21, max of 4 times. Ooh. Still 14 and 21, but then he jumps up and hits that power chord for 43. Half of 43 is going to be, what, 21.5, right? Yeah, 21.5, so 22, so 43 to 65. And I think we're hitting the second dummy from the radius. That's pretty impressive. 65, cool. So, power chord is going to be 14 to 21, 4x. So, it's a shame we didn't see an increase there, but ends with 43 to 65 explosion. Cool. There we go. We've showcased his base upgrades. We're going to go take a look in the academy at how they stack up. Let me catch up on chat here. Da-da-dun. Let's see here. Dun-dun-dun. Griffin took his legendary tri-tip down the bottom and had to reset him because the traps don't like odd terrain, which sucks because the bottom path is amazing. The good news is if you have standard tri-tip, you can kind of mix and match. Griffin is waiting eagerly for Nightmare mode. He got... Oh, that's his first legitimate AP. Very cool. That was actually what I planned before I realized leveling up screwed up everything I do in Skylanders Research. I was going to play Griffin Park Observatory before I even went into Chapter 2. I'm extremely excited about that thing. Let's see. Julia took Crowd Pleaser. Griffin took Soundmeister. Julia says Crowd Pleaser is really good. And then Griffin says his top path is fantastic with lots of separate damage dealers. So, good news is we will take both of them. It's just I've got to pick, you know, which Wolfgang gets which one. So we'll be trying to figure that out over time. Oh, look at that stack. I'm not going to open them yet. We're going to wait until we've done this. So, I'm going to probably try to split this and export it over to YouTube, assuming Twitch will actually let me do that. We'll see how it goes down. Alright, let me save my spreadsheet here. Well, the Wheel of Amazements. Alright, so here we go. Dun dun dun. Can't resist the money. I don't quite know why they're directing us over here. Like, you can't go in the library. You know? It's kind of odd. It's a situation it always used to send me over here. The Trail of Coins, and now it sends me over there. I don't have any more books to give Hugo, and the door doesn't open, so I'm not quite sure of the logic. But anyway, let's check this out. We're going to lay waste to some wooden dummies here. Primary is still the same, unless, of course, we hold it. And then we start just destroying people with 76s. Let's see here. Slide, we'll go ahead and showcase that. If I pin him here, we should be able to... See the 43 there? That's on me. It's got a pretty good range, and I didn't mention it earlier, but Mega Props, when he comes up, you see that Undead Element skull. I think I mentioned it in the B-roll. That's pretty sweet. Tertiary attack, let's see if it pushes enemies back. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that kind of makes up for the lower damage numbers there, doesn't it? So let's have some fun here. The maximum number of enemies they let me slay at a time is 4. And that's what we're going to do here. So we'll get all these clowns over here. I don't want to send them flying off the edge completely. But they're all getting caught back. I'm doing some major damage here. I'm going to slide. They're all dead already. Well, that wasn't fun. They died too soon. So, yeah, Wolfgang is looking very promising, I have to say. That has gotten Tim back in. Talk to Hugo. I can't. Oh, she said never mind. Okay, never mind. Great song, Nirvana. I'm sure Wolfgang could play it for us. If not for copyright claims, right, Wolfgang? But got Tim involved here. Wolfgang all day. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at this
What
real
I do
quick.
is art and cannot be quantified by stats.
Alright, so lay some
Although these
tracks.
do look pretty
Song
good,
stuck in
don't
my
they?
head. I'm kinda thinking I like the looks of standard Wolfgang on the top path, Soundmeister. And then Dark Wolfgang or Ace Frehley or whatever we want to call him. We could stick on the bottom path here. That might be what I do. Right over here, rock concert. Press Y during a jump to please the crowd. So that should look pretty good with either one of them. But for some reason, I just kind of pictured Dark Wolfgang surrounded by speakers more than standard. And I think standard kind of looks better sticking with the bowslinger stuff, you know. So I don't know. I might change my mind, but we'll see. Oh, Griffin's saying that his Sky Chi is awesome, so that is good. He calls him Death Metal Wolfgang. That's another good name for him. Yeah. So I think that's about. Oh yeah. Can't forget, we do have all that Imaginites. We have to go through exits. Getting pretty tired too. It's probably going to be one of those nights where I come in and try to export the streams, and Twitch isn't going to let me do it or something stupid. And I'm also very excited to go to Scholarville, by the way, but I'm trying to get some upgrades done so we can showcase characters. The plan is I could potentially use Chopscotch as long as I keep one Chopscotch and one Wolfgang box stock, so I can check their Sky Chi attack damage numbers. I think we'll be okay. And that's the big reason for playing Chapter 2 to get her Soul Gem Chopscotches, and then for going into the Undead Sensei realm to get Wolfgang Soul Gems. So there is a method to the madness, and that's kind of what it is. But Julia thinks that sounds like a good plan. I think it's probably what we'll do. And it looks like Griffin has to move tomorrow, so yeah, moving definitely sucks. Of course, at some time, like if you're going somewhere really cool, it's worth it, but the whole process kind of sucks. So this is our reward from all of this came from the Sensei Undead realm, as they call it. This one in particular from Troll Radio.